Good morning, everyone. We're going to do this beautiful snow scene in Bradley Palmer State Park. Love the way the snow goes back and those pieces of ice strip. So we'll start in the sky with this just cobalt blue mixed. You can see I'm mixing it here, and then I'm just going to put a drop of Windsor blue in the sky, which I usually do just to brighten it up and look good. Okay, there it is. All right, so we'll get in, and we only have to go down a few inches here because a lot of this is just covered with those tall trees and the ice and snow of the river. There's some shadow down here. While I have this color on my brush in the palette, this is a shadow amongst the trees and around where the river is showing a little strip there, and you can see it on the photo. Okay, all right, and then there's some more shadow here, as you can see, as the river peeks through the ice here. You know, it's wet and it causes this these little shadows. All right, I'm mixing up some Quin Gold and some raw sienna here, and I'm going to paint basically the shape of all the trees that we have, which is quite a bit. So I'll start up there where the sky, where we go into the sky, and I'm wetting that because I want to get rid of that line between the trees and the sky, because we're going to have the trees going up into the sky there. But I'm going to basically cover that shape, and then as you can see here, we're going to, once I get it covered, I'm going back up there with, this is still all the Quin Gold and the raw sienna mix. I'm just scrubbing to get rid of that line, and then dropping a little more of the raw sienna. Quin Gold up there. All right, now I'm going to mix up a dark color of the, this is really a black, it's ultramarine and Quin sienna, but I'm putting a drop of raw sienna in it too. This is to cover those trees. You can see in the photo how dark these trees are. So I'm just going to go across the base of the trees. It's interesting because I'm working from the bottom up here, just because it's easier to design the trees and to work with to create the trees as we go up. The trees are much darker than the rest, and the rest is all that same color. All right, there's the raw sienna, a little bit of Quin Gold mixed into that, and I'm just going to keep going up here with those two colors, mixing it in with the black that we have there. Okay, so we cover that whole shape of the trees, and now we have time here. What we're going to do is take the dark color, which is again the black and blue, the ultra and the Quin sienna, and make a black, and see how I'm spraying it. Remember, if you spray it, it's keeping it nice and wet, and as long as it's wet, you can work with it. If it gets dry, you're going to start layering and it gets too opaque and so forth. So we want to keep this thing moving, so you want to spray it and keep it nice and damp and wet. All right, so right now I'm just going over where we had the gold and the raw sienna mix, and mixing some black into it. And you can see here it's running down, so it's creating a beautiful warm color, which is goldish. It's nice. All right, I'm taking some black there with just a drop of raw sienna in it, and creating this spruce tree that's shooting up past the top of the trees into the sky. It's a nice big tree. But what we're going to do here now, you get all the time in the world here to create a forest of trees. Okay, As I said, if it starts to get dry, just give it a little spray. Otherwise, you're using the black and mixing some gold into it or some raw sienna into it and shaping spruce trees all the way across that shape of the tree of the golden trees. We're going to go right across. Look at the photo, get some inspiration from the photo, and just place some spruce trees like so in the middle. You know, just you know, suggestions of trees. Really, a lot of, you know, the whole trees are not very much, you know, there. So we're just suggesting trees here and there across that whole shape. And remember, the base, the whole base is very, very dark. So you're going to mix that ultramarine blue and quin sienna to get a black, and really put it in there on the base all the way across this forest of trees that we've developed. Okay. All right. There's a piece of the river peeking through here and extending over to the other side. You want to get that in. Okay. You see me do this many times. I'm taking a credit card here and just doing a little very light scraping of the paint. It's not, you want to make sure that that paint is not dry, but damp. You want it still to be damp, not too wet, because if it's too wet, obviously that paint's going to come back into the scrape and cover it up again. We don't want that. So you want it to be just damp, moist, and just scrape in. Look at the photo, or just look at yourself and just decide where you want some trees peeking through, some branches. And I'm going to go all the way across with it. Like I say, you have all the time in the world here to develop this whole shape into a beautiful tree shape. And you have trees all over the place here, and so you go, you know, pick up some dark. You can tint that dark towards the gold or to the raw sienna or to the dark black color. Anyway, you're just filling it in and enjoying that. It's a lot of fun to do that. All right, you have a light tree that has some leaves on it and branches up, extending up above the tree line. I'm going back here at the base. If you look at the photo, you can see how dark that is, and it's great. It gives you a beautiful, solid, dark base. Yeah. But just enjoy that, you know, and just go across, look at the photo for inspiration, and then just fill it up. Beautiful. As I say, the colors are only, all this stuff is just, the dark is ultramarine quin sienna to make the blacks, and then you're mixing in some raw sienna or some quinacridone gold, whatever, to get those colors up there. Down here I'm using phthalo blue, and I'm mixing the phthalo blue with the black that I already have on my palette to make this little piece of river that's peeking through the ice here. This is a very important part of the painting because it has a curve into it that leads the viewer right into that beautiful setback of ice that goes into the woods, and it leads the viewer right into the woods. And we're going to add to the shade there, but you can see here's the river, and it makes this beautiful curve right there. Okay, and you can make that as wide as you'd like, and it gets a little bluer as it comes forward, but as it's back there, it's kind of reflecting that black, those black trees and so forth. So that's all right. And then there's a piece of wet, the river peeking up here, not as dark as the others, and then there's some more here, and this is more of a black water, and it's just barely peeking up here and wetting the ice and so forth. So there's a shadow effect on the ice right in front of us there. Okay, you can see how it's getting much darker. All right, we have a piece of, there's sort of an island of golden grass there that's growing up. So what I'm taking raw sienna here and painting the base of that grass. It's very bright, and then I'm putting some specks of black in there, which is really part of that river that you can see peeking up, and that's where the grass is growing right there. And I'm taking a fan brush here, and then there's pushing that golden color up as grass. You know, a fan brush does a beautiful job of pushing that up as grass. And then what I'm going to do here is just take a pointed brush, my number 10, and just go up and down and create more grass. Bring it up higher. And if you look at the photo, you can see where that comes up. Okay? Yeah, just have fun with that. That's a technique that you'll develop in so many paintings that have this tall grass. And this is a beautiful golden grass. Just keep going up, some darker spots in there. Just raw sienna. You can use a little touch of Quin sienna if you want. And then we have some grass peeking at the bottom of the painting, just barely peeking in. In the photo it goes all the way across, but you don't need to do that. You just need to put some here and okay, so there's the finished painting. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you like that, and I will see you again very soon.